So what I'm going to do briefly is just show you a couple of different options for tying off an Italian hitch and how to untie it. So we've already made a video about how to set up an abseil using two lines, a static abseil line tied off Italian hitch, and then a sort of instructor safety line. So yeah, let's get stuck into it. So I've got my participant, they're halfway down the climbing wall, imagine, and this is the line that I'm going to manage as the instructor, and I need to know how to tie this off if they get into an emergency and need some help. So there's a couple of different ways you can do it. I'm going to show you one. So the first one is I'm going to place my left hand nice and close to the knot here, and I'm going to make a little 4. And what I'm going to do is poke this strand through that 4, and I'm going to pull it up. And what you can see there, I've just done it a bit like without thinking about it, is as I pull this tail through, I'm going to keep one hand on that, and then I'm going to transition so I let go of this little loop here. And what I'm going to do is pull for about ½ a metre. I'm going to make another 4, the tail's going to go through, making sure that's nice and neat and tidy. Make another 4, tail's going to go through. So I'm nice and confident, keeping my hands on the rope. To untie it, you can sort of relax when you untie the first ½ hitch. I'm going to untie the second ½ hitch, and then this is one method of doing it. So what I'm going to do is slide my hand up close to the knot, and I'm going to hold onto the rope that goes into the Italian hitch, so that if I pull down, you can see this loop starts to get smaller. So I'm going to pull and pull and pull, and there's two options you can do here. I can either really confidently let go and pull down at the same time, like that, or if you're a little bit nervous or a bit new to instructing, what I'm going to do is pull down, and then I'm going to go to 3 fingers, to 2 fingers, and then I'm going to go to 1, just reducing that loop, and then pull through. Okay, any way that you do it, the idea is that you don't let any slack come through onto this strand that the person's hanging on. So that's one way of doing it. Another option you've got is to do what we call the bear claw. So in this moment, what I'm going to do is put one hand through the hitch like that, and I'm just going to hold on to it. Okay, and then with my other hand, I'm now going to tie my slippery hitch one-handed, and then I'm going to tie a ½ hitch one-handed. Now I've got this first ½ hitch in, I can let go and tie my other one. Okay, and then that's done, and then the same thing, untie one ½ hitch, untie a second ½ hitch, and now what I'm going to do is introduce my bear claw, and now I'm going to slowly pull down. There you go, and you can see the person hasn't moved at all. Okay, so that's another option. The third and final option that we've got is it's similar to our first method. So the tie off is exactly the same. So I'm going to have my left hand on the strand, make my 4, poke that loop through. Okay, and now I'm going to pull my slack through for my slippery hitch, do one ½ hitch, do a second ½ hitch. Okay, and now the difference is when we undo it. So undo 1, undo 2, and now what I'm going to do is keeping one hand on the tail here and one hand on this loop, I'm going to pull down. Okay, and you can see there I've sort of done a little scissor motion, and I've made this one here longer. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this hand off and come into there. Okay, so I've got a hand on that rope, then with my other hand I'm just going to pull that slack through. Okay, so I'll show you that one more time. 4, one ½ hitch, 2 ½ hitches. Okay, now to untie 1, untie 2, hands nice and low. Okay, and I can carry on lowering my person.